In the shadows of Garnak skyscrapers, where the neon lights bleed into the night, lies the truth they hide from you. This is Silas Garm, your lone voice in the darkness. Today, we unravel the first thread of deceit. Our world, controlled by the megacorps, isn't what it seems. They tell you it's security, but in the end it's surveillance. They promise prosperity, but deliver chains. Remember the incident at Delta Junction? Officially an accident, unofficially a cover-up for testing illegal AI components. We've been lied to, but no more. Stay tuned, stay awake, and trust no shadow unless it's your own. Good evening, seekers of truth. Silas Garm here, casting light into the dark corners of our society. Tonight, we dive deeper into the underbelly of the megacorps. Beneath the shimmering facades of corporate giants like Eurosynthetics lies a network of labor camps disguised as research facilities. Here, they exploit what they call volunteers, people stripped of their rights, conducting dangerous experiments that skirt the edge of legality. I've seen the files. The damage is real. Lost lives aren't glitches. They've erased existences here. Our compliance fuels their dark endeavors. It's time we start pulling at the threads they desperately weave to keep their secrets hidden. Tonight, the revolution gains voice. Not through me, Silas Garm, but through each of you tuning into this broadcast. We're more than scattered shadows. We're a growing resistance. Our movement is about reclaiming truth and fighting back against the mechanical oppression of cybertech and their ilk. Their cold machines monitor our every move, but they cannot suppress our spirit. Remember, each act of defiance, no matter how small, disrupts their systems. Share this message, meet in the alleyways, speak in whispers, and let those whispers grow into roars. Together, we can turn the gears of change. Silas Garm back on your hidden dial, debunking the myths they sell to you. Tonight's tale, the so-called prosperity under the reign of Australtech. Look around. Do the crowded slums and overworked faces spell prosperity to you? While they boast of sustainability and of growth, their wealth piles up behind the fortified walls of their estates. The green tech revolution is only green for them, not for us. Our resources, our labors, fuel their luxurious lives. It's a prosperity of the few built upon the backs of the many. Don't be fooled by their glossy brochures and polished speeches. The real story is written on the streets, in the tired eyes of the workers. Under the neon haze, not all alliances shine with honor. Tonight we peel back the veil of the murky dealings between the Neon Brotherhood and the corporate knights of Garnax. It's a shadow game where creds and favors exchange hands in back rooms of glittering high-rises. These grinders, corporate knights turned rogue, are the true power brokers, ensuring the Brotherhood's contraband flows uninterrupted through the underbelly of the city. To the common crankers toiling away, these high-stakes games are unseen, unfelt, and they live in the aftermath of these dark deals. It is time to expose the corrosion under the chrome. In tonight's broadcast, a chilling truth surfaces from the static. A voice silenced, a rebel gone, vanished into the mysterious file rooms of cybertech. These are not just data vaults. These are prisons for those who dare defy the digital decree of our corporate overlords. Our lost brother, a staunch gearhead, once whispered secrets of corporate sins. Now, his whispers are just echoes in the circuits. But we will not let his silence be in vain. To every listener, every hidden resistor, our mission is clear. Pull the plug on these bastions of tyranny and let their secrets spill like oil. Tonight's tale of oppression springs from the iron grip of the Pan-African Analog Consortium. Known among the streets as the Chain Lords, they rule not by consent, but by conquest. Their iron grounds, mines and factories, ring with the clank of forced labor. Workers, or rust hands, as they are bleakly termed, are shackled not just by chains, but by the dire scarcity of alternatives. The corp's promise of sustainability is a gilded cage, trapping many in a cycle of exploitation. This isn't governance. It's a stranglehold that chokes the very spirit of our continent. Whispers of betrayal echo through the corridors of power tonight as a high-ranking corporate knight from Eurosynthetics defects, spilling secrets darker than the ink of the night. Labeled a Volt Creep by his peers, he was a guardian of corporate secrets, a shield against the storm of our rising tide. But even shields can crack, and when they do, the floodgates open. He speaks of labs hidden beneath the cityscape, where forbidden experiments paint a gruesome portrait of ambition unchecked. As we embrace this turncoat, we must tread carefully, for betrayal comes easily in these desperate times. Tonight, the winds of conflict stir as mercenary legions take center stage in the corporate wars. The analog dragoons, once defenders of corporate territories, now ride the storm of rebellion. Contracted by rival corps, their loyalties shift with the tides of creds. In the shadows, whispers of dust voices carry tales of battles fought not just for territory, but for control over analog networks that bind our world. The mercs, or chain links as some call them, forge the front lines of these silent wars. Their combat feeds a spectacle for the hidden elite. Remember, while they fight above, we rise below. The Iron Grounds, vast factories under the grip of the Pan-African Analog Consortium, are now battlegrounds. Tonight, the Rust Hands rebel, spurred by our calls to freedom. As Corp Knights clash with hired analog dragoons, the air thickens with the smoke of conflict. This siege isn't just a fight for territory. It's a stand against the enslavement of free will. Our brothers and sisters in chains, armed with nothing but courage and stolen weapons, challenge the might of the Iron Lords. Their fight is a beacon, igniting hope across continents. In the frozen expanses, governed by cybertech, the Siberian Guard, once silent watchers, now move against their masters. Known among us as the Frost Phantoms, their defection marks a critical shift in the core wars, employing guerrilla tactics perfected in the icy Badlands. They sabotage cybertech's data havens, turning the Corp's strength into its vulnerability. Tonight's broadcast taps into these frigid frequencies, relaying messages of solidarity to our cold warriors. As they fracture the ice with their defiance, we too must shatter the illusions that hold us. A conclave of corporate titans convenes tonight under the guise of the Garnax-led summit. High above the city, in skyscrapers that pierce the clouds, they plot the future, a future they seek to steal from us. But tonight, we hijack more than just signals. We infiltrate their sanctum. With the aid of disillusioned knights and rogue mercenaries, we embed our agents within their ranks. As they sip their poisoned chalices of power, little do they know that the servants pouring their wine wear our marks. Tonight, we sow seeds of paranoia at their feast. Tonight's revelation cuts deeper than any blade. Lord Commander Aldrich Tesleon of Garnax, once hailed as a pillar of corporate loyalty, has turned his cloak. But is this betrayal born of courage or calculation? Aldrich, a titan among the Corp Knights, known for his ruthless tactics and unyielding control, now claims allegiance to our cause. With his defection, secrets of the corporate elite spill forth, blueprints of exploitation, strategies of suppression. Yet, as we welcome his trove of knowledge, we must question the shadows behind his eyes. Trust is a luxury we rebels can scarcely afford. Dame Alara Maelstrom, the feared captain of the Neon Phalanx, broadcasts her own declaration tonight. From the heart of the urban battlegrounds, her voice, a fusion of steel and sedition, calls out to her followers. "To my brothers and sisters in arms," she cries, "the time to sharpen our resolve is upon us. Our blades must cut through the lies, for they have cut us long enough." As her Neon Phalanx rallies, striking at the Corp supply lines, their guerrilla warfare lights up the city's underbelly. Each skirmish, a stanza in the greater anthem of our uprising. In the Rust Hands smoky taverns and Iron Grounds, a new leader emerges. Gavin Darkwheel, once a humble gearhead, now a revolutionary firebrand. Gavin's journey from the factory floors to the forefront of the rebellion is a tale of loss and liberation. His message tonight is clear: Break the chains that bind you, not just those seen, but those woven in the mind by corporate propaganda. As he rallies the oppressed, organizing strikes and sabotaging corp operations, his chain links grow stronger, their resolve forged in the fires of rebellion. Far in the icy realms, Commander Lyra Frostvale of the Siberian Guard maneuvers her troops against their former paymasters, Cybertech. Her strategy exploits the Corps' over-reliance on predictable routines, turning the tundra into a trap. Tonight, she broadcasts from a reclaimed outpost. Her voice is cold as the winds she commands. The frost of Cybertech's heart seeps into its operations. We, the Guardians of the Frost, now turn the chill against them, ensuring their cold empires fall. With each successful raid, the Siberian Guard chips away at the Corp's icy facade. Tonight, the storm breaks over the towering citadels of Garnax. As I, Silas Garm, report from the shadows, a coalition of rebels and defected knights lays siege to the heart of corporate tyranny. Smoke rises and gunfire echoes through the streets. Lord Commander Aldrich Tesleon, now a traitor to his core, but a champion to our cause, leads the charge. His intimate knowledge of Garnax's defenses turns the battle into a chess game, with each move more brutal and decisive than the last. Amidst the chaos, bonds of brotherhood are forged under fire, as rebels and knights fight side by side against a common enemy. The dominoes continue to topple as tonight's focus shifts to the gleaming labs of Eurosynthetics. Dame Alara Maelstrom, wielding her influence like a blade, has incited an internal revolt. The very scientists and engineers once loyal to their corporate masters now sabotage the intricate web of bioanalog experiments. Explosions light up the night sky, a beacon of defiance. The streets run with both fear and hope as the controlled environments of oppression turn into battlegrounds of liberation. The Corp's promise of a better tomorrow burns in the fires of today's rebellion. In the midst of revolution, betrayal's bitter sting is felt sharply tonight. Gavin Darkwheel, leader of the Chainlinks, has fallen, not in battle, but by the hand of one he trusted. Amid the clatter of chains and the roar of machines, a close ally, driven by fear and corporate incentives, struck him down. This treachery sends ripples through the ranks, a harsh reminder that in war, the enemy sometimes wears a familiar face. Yet, even as we mourn, we must march on. Gavin's vision, his dream of freedom, remains unbroken, carried forward by those who loved him most. Tonight, the icy silence of Cybertech's territories is shattered by the last stand of the Siberian Guard. Commander Lyra Frostvale, with her forces dwindling, orchestrates a final daring assault on the Corp's main data vault. The frost that once shielded their secrets now becomes the battleground. As they cut through the chill, the Siberian Guard faces overwhelming odds, but their resolve is ironclad. Their sacrifice is broadcast live, a testament to their courage, inspiring others across the frozen wastelands to rise up. The cold heart of Cybertech feels the thaw of fear for the first time. This is Silas Garm, reporting from the darkened corridors of power, where the game of shadows deepens. Tonight, we uncover a network within the Neon Brotherhood, not just smugglers, but keepers of secrets. They have infiltrated even the most secure corporate archives and now hold keys to hidden agendas and undisclosed weaknesses of our foes. As we align with these shadow brokers, we learn that information is not just power, it's a weapon. Their latest leak exposes a planned counterstrike by Garnax, turning their strategy against them. In the complex dance of espionage, we are not just participants, we are leaders. The fires burn tonight at the heart of the Rust Hands Rebellion, where the forge of resistance molds new futures. Gavin Darkwheel may have fallen, but his legacy sparks more than just flames. It ignites a revolution across the Iron Grounds. Workers, once shackled by fear, now wield their tools as weapons, dismantling the very machines they once toiled over. Each factory becoming a fortress, each worker a warrior. As they overthrow their overseers, they do not just break chains, they forge new links in the armor of our uprising. Tonight, the battlefields echo with the clash of iron and wills as the analog dragoons and the Siberian Guard unite under a common banner. This alliance, once unthinkable, now shapes the front lines of our struggle. They encircle the towering strongholds of cybertech, their strategies refined in the heat of countless skirmishes. As they breach the gates, the corporate knights face a new enemy, their own technology repurposed by our tech knights. The battle of broken chains will be remembered not for the territory gained, but for the bonds formed in battle, stronger than any forged by corp decree. In the quiet aftermath of battle, we gather to honor the fallen. Tonight, I, Silas Garm, bring you stories from the front lines, tales of sacrifice and heroism. The neon phalanx lost many, but their spirits endure in every street reclaimed, every child who sleeps safely tonight. As we broadcast their names across the liberated airwaves, we remember that each echo is a promise, a vow to continue their fight, to ensure their deaths were not in vain. This memorial broadcast serves not only as a remembrance, but as a renewal of our commitment to the cause. As the rebellion's flames lick the skies, treachery simmers beneath. Tonight, I, Silas Garm, uncover a chilling betrayal within the ranks of the neon phalanx. Dame Alara Maelstrom, a beacon of resistance, confronts her second-in-command, accused of leaking crucial plans to Garnax. Under the neon lights of interrogation, truths and lies blur. The accused, once a trusted warrior, now reveals a web of coercion and desperation, his family held hostage by corp spies. This betrayal cuts deep, exposing the vulnerabilities not just in our defenses, but in our hearts. Tonight, the rebellion faces its darkest hour, known now as the Night of the Long Knives. I, Silas Garm, report from the shadows as internal purges sweep through our ranks. In a painful but necessary act of preservation, leaders across factions root out suspected spies and traitors. The air crackles with paranoia, but from this harsh cleansing, a purified resolve emerges. As dawn breaks over the city, the united fronts of the analog dragoons and Siberian Guard stand stronger, more cohesive. The painful lessons of tonight ensure that our future victories will not be undermined from within. The streets once ruled by the iron fists of the megacorps now witness the Liberator's march. Today, I bring you live coverage as thousands pour into the avenues, a sea of faces from all walks of life, rebels, workers, and even defected corporate knights. Their chants fill the air, a resonant demand for freedom and justice. Banners waving, spirits high, the march is more than a protest. It's a declaration of the new order. As the procession passes the fallen statues of corporate titans, the message is clear. The people reclaim their city. As the first light of the new dawn gilds the liberated cities, we reflect on the journey so far. The battles have been fierce, the loss is heavy, but the spirit of the people remains undeterred. Today, we look forward, planning the reconstruction of a society free from corporate shackles. Councils of elected representatives, including former rebels and civilian leaders, convene to draft a new constitution. The principles of transparency, equality, and cooperation lay the foundation of this nascent democracy. The road ahead is long and fraught with challenges, but it begins with hope, a commodity once scarce in our lands. As we forge ahead with our new ideals, a chilling reminder of our fragile unity surfaces. Tonight, I, Silas Garm, report on an explosion at the newly established council hall, a stark echo of discord. Investigations reveal a shocking twist. The attack was orchestrated not by remnants of the corporate regime, but by a radical faction within our own ranks. These extremists, disillusioned with the pace of change, seek to accelerate the revolution by any means necessary. This violent impatience threatens to fracture the delicate alliance of rebels and civilians striving to build a peaceful future. In the shadows of our fledgling democracy, old threats wear new masks. Reports have surfaced that Garnax, though crippled, is not vanquished. Their leaders, ousted from power, have regrouped in the underground, marshaling resources for a counterstrike. I intercepted communications, revealing plans to destabilize the new government, using both cyber and physical warfare. Their tactics are insidious, aiming to exploit the current unrest and restore their dominion. As the rebel network scrambles to counter these maneuvers, the true test of our resilience begins.